Hello, thank you for joining me in this sharing. The question that is presented today is, how do I love myself after I have made many mistakes? How do I love myself after I have made many mistakes? Please give me one moment to receive source energy, known to me as the grand universe. A collective consciousness to assist ones with compassion and kindness, love towards oneself and Mother Earth. Thank you. We are here eager to share as we always are. Tracy, the channel, is truly wanting to deliver her best, if you will. So, how do ones love themselves after they feel they have made many mistakes? Big question. Oh, big answer. But we're really going to sort of shorten it up, have it sort of in a nutshell. Loving oneself, let us start with the first part of the question. How do I love myself after I have made many mistakes? We could even just have the question, how would one or how does one love themselves? And we have talked about removing these layers, and we have talked about that each soul is light. Each soul is love under human experience. We have shared segments on confidence and feeling better than you feel this day, and all the things that create a space to bury this love, to bury this light that one's hold. How does one love themselves? When one understands they are a treasure and a gift to the universe. When ones understand that all have grand purpose, all fitting in like pieces to be part of the whole. Think of a jigsaw puzzle, all the pieces, intricate, all fitting in with precision to make the grandest portrait. How does one love themselves, find love with themselves? We have also, this is going to sound repetitive, because we're saying, stop the harsh judgment upon oneself. Stop condemning. Stop the unkind words. Stop judging. Stop condemning. Stop the unkind words to another, towards another, but towards oneself. Because how can one truly love themselves if they're always beating upon oneself? Now, we're going to finish the sentence. After I have made many mistakes. So if one is feeling that they have made many mistakes or a few mistakes, or oodles and oodles of mistakes, if you will, choices that didn't lead them down the road they wish to have traveled, choices that they perhaps should have taken another journey, another road, but got caught up in a world that was beyond what they know. So then it becomes a mistake. So what is a mistake? A mistake is when one feels that they have done something that does not bring joy and love. It's sort of simple that way. Many mistakes. And to some, a mistake is not a mistake. To some, perhaps a mistake is a learning curve, or it is really truly how one perceives the mistake, if you will. Hundreds and thousands and millions of different reasons to feel one made a mistake. So we can't narrow it, it's going to be broad, and we can't just sort of pick one, a mistake off, because have you noticed, have you taken the time to notice that what felt like a mistake at one time really truly turned out to be one of the greatest blessings placed on your lap. A mistake is only a mistake in the way that you view it. If you view it as a mistake, it doesn't feel good. And if you view yourself always making mistakes over and over and over and over and over, it will not ever feel good. And if one never feels good because they're condemning themselves for all their mistakes, where is the love to be found? It's almost impossible to love oneself if they are always beating upon themselves about doing any one thing. To answer the question, where would one find love or be loving towards himself, find love towards oneself after making many mistakes? Kindness. Can't say it enough. We say it every segment. Kindness. Kindness towards what one feels the mistake was, the decision, the experience, the situation, the action, the word. Compassion towards all the same things. Kindness and compassion, we say it over and over. But compassion for the mistake. Compassion for the experience. Kindness towards one's being or what they feel is a mistake. Compassion towards one's being to what they feel is a mistake. Nobody presents the wording, how do I love myself when I am so joyful? They know they are already loving themselves to feel the joy, to feel the love, to feel their greatness. If each soul understood what truly was underneath the layers of the human experience, human existence, roads traveled, decisions made, one would understand one's own brilliance. And we say it over and over. So we don't want to be repetitive, but it is one of those truthful, profound, filled with wisdom statements. But if one does not believe they are brilliant, how can one truly find the love that is held within if they're already condemning? If they already feel they are not deserving, and so many feel they are not deserving because they have made a mistake. And then we've talked about forgiveness, forgiving oneself in previous segments. We talked about forgiving others, talked about forgiving the experience, the situation, what others brought to the path, what one brought to their own path or to another's path. Forgiveness. Once one can find forgiveness, it is all part of loving oneself, but it is something that one must go in search for. And we have said time and time again, find the treasure within you, find your own brilliance. If you feel you have made many mistakes and you are still beating yourself up over something you did decades ago, I should never have, fill in the blank. If I could go back in time, I would change this one thing. If I could go back in time, I would never have said what I meant to say. I would never have said what I said, and at the time I was so angry, I did mean it. But if I could go back now, I would speak to the other with such kindness and compassion. I would tell them I was wrong. I made a mistake. I should never have spoken those words. I should ask for forgiveness, and perhaps the other isn't even around. Separation is understand that what you feel are mistakes, look at them in the perception of, could I have presented more love? And most times the answer will be yes. If you're speaking about a decision, decisions are made the day they are made. Ones will choose to find the decision that feels the best. So the decision made on the day it is made was the decision that felt the best, regardless of what it is. I shouldn't have drank that whole bottle of whiskey. The moment the decision was made to have the other drink, it was for ones to feel their best. And we can say it with any topic. We can say it with any topic. Talking about decisions. Ones truly beat themselves up about decisions that have been made. But if one had the bottle of whiskey, let's say, we're just using an example, If one's had the bottle of whiskey and the next day, most know how that feels, what their body goes through, their mind goes through. One may say, I'll not do that again. I can't even lift my head off the pillow. I can't function. I can't think. I can't be. I can't do that again. And again, that might be with many situations. One's put themselves through the ringer so many times, and they do it because they're condemning themselves for making the mistake in the first place. Or they're doing it to feel better. Think about it. Think about it. So, to sum it all up, to find love for oneself, one must go searching. To love oneself after many mistakes, one must be kind. One must show extreme compassion. One must be forgiving towards themselves and the experience. Layers. Forgive yourself for what you feel were poor decisions. For where did it truly lead you? Think about it. And if it led you down a pathway that was self-destructive or a pathway that you didn't want to travel, did it not make you stop and look around, lift your head up? How did I get here? You look back. How did I get here? And it is in that moment, and we want to say an awakening, in that moment when ones go searching for the map of wanting to feel better. I'm standing here. How do I turn around? How? Asking the bigger question, asking the great heavens, if you will, asking for guidance, tuning into one's own self. I'm here. How did I get here? I don't know how I got here. I made these poor decisions. I made mistakes. I want to turn around, or I want to move forward. I want to go left. I want to go right. We're using a metaphor of traveling along a pathway. There are times that ones will stand and ponder what they wish to create. And if you go searching, or if you really sift and sort, ones truly only ever want to feel better than they do the day that they're feeling so awful. So, not an uplifting segment. Tracy was sort of not scrambling with her words, but she is receiving the words the same time we are delivering them. And we do deliver emotion with the words. We do. And she feels, she understands, she could feel what it is like to beat upon oneself. She's done her share of it herself. She's done her share of it herself. She really had to stop and start to love herself after what she felt were mistakes. And she really, truly beat upon herself because she wanted to change so many things. If she could go back in time, she would change this and say this and do this. And where did it lead her? It led her to discover the greatest part of who she is. The greatest part of who she is. She discovered a place of love so grand. She went searching through those layers and she found what she was so desiring to find. And all have it within to be found. All have it within to be found. How does one love themselves? Love. 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 Love is the answer to all things. Love. Kindness. Compassion. Love towards the mistakes. Love and kindness and compassion towards the mistakes. Love, kindness, and compassion towards oneself. Love, kindness, and compassion towards another or many. Love, kindness, and compassion towards the experience. Love, kindness, and compassion towards the journey that unfolded, the steps that were taken or not taken. If you will, your map is held within, your treasure is within. Go and search, go and find. No one can say to you, if you stop this, or if you do this, or if you should have done that, you would feel better. It's up to you. It's up to one. It's up to one. One must go searching. One must go searching. Search for the most brilliant treasure you hold within, and it is love. There is great love for you. Thank you. Thank you.